All right, welcome back for the first time in a very long time to what might be the short-lived return of the Jamal MMA series. I'm here with the what they call the Welsh superstar, the motherfucker, Jack Evans. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you? Nice to see you.
Not bad, man. It's been a while since we talked. We've never talked
Yeah.
face to face before, but it's
Nah,
been a while since the Twitter space.
I never knew you had a face.
I know. To be surprised, yeah. So, I mean, now we've got the MMA Guru doing his show with Demetrius Johnson. Who needs them when you've got me and Jack
Oh, that's
Evans?
it. Exactly. It's off
Exactly, man.
Wish. It's the Mighty Guru show off Wish, innit?
Nah, we're the real version. We're the fucking deluxe version.
Yeah,
100%.
that works. That works.
Can I just ask for, is it Fiad or Fiad?
Fired. Fired.
It's Fiad. I've been saying
Yeah,
Fiad for so
yeah,
long. I feel kind of bad now.
yeah. No, it's fine. Everyone butchers it.
So,
He's used to it.
what do you think of the UFC at the weekend? Hamzat's performance.
Everyone thinks it was boring, but I don't know. It depends, I suppose, on what you're looking for. Do you know what I mean? As obviously, if someone's in the sport, you can appreciate what he done and how he done it and how long he done it for and who he done it to. Do you know what I mean? So I thought I'm all aboard the Kamzat train. I'll be honest. So I loved it, but it was a hell of a card to be fair.
Speaking as the K1 master, of course, you appreciate the
Exactly. I
you,
know, innit?
you appreciate the grappling.
I
Yeah,
know.
I mean, it's. Were you watching it live? Did you stay up live for it?
Yeah, I stayed up feeling it now. Man, I'm tired, but
Yeah, that's the issue with the UK fans. We do
yeah,
have
I
a bit of
know.
a shorter temper when it comes to boring fights because you have
Yeah,
to stay up so long to
exactly.
watch it. What
Yeah,
do you
I
think?
did, man. Go on.
No, you're going. You're the
No,
guest
I
man.
was
Go.
saying I enjoyed it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I can. Well, he's never really had a fit like that before anyway. So the chances are
No,
he'll go
exactly.
back to.
That's, I mean, you know, MMA fans like they're fickle. He'll have one good
Who do you
fight
think?
next. He'll have a good fight next, and everyone will love him again. So that's how it works.
Who do you think the next fight's going to be against?
I think Amarvov, if he beats, is it Barauho,
Ka-
however you say
uh,
his name.
Kyle Bravo. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll get through Barauho, and then they'll make that fight.
So do you think? Oh yeah. So I do agree. I think Amarval will beat Bravo,
Yeah,
but
he's very good. He's high level.
we've also got the Ridder in the mix, and the Ridder's kind of just like
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
thing as Rickus, the kind of
yeah.
autistic, weird
They
kind of.
can let them fight. They can have a mong off. I don't know if
I
I
mean,
can
I
say
did
that.
say you can say anything like that off camera, and now we've started, and now you've
Ah,
went straight into it.
fucking hell. See,
I'm
I did warn you.
demonetized in now.
I
Yeah,
won't
no,
do.
you
I
did.
won't do.
It, it did. Do you think so? Now we've got fucking Drickus, the Ridder. There's like a Chris Duncan who seems like kind of like a bit wild. Are we in like the era of just whatever works in MMA? Like it doesn't have to be pretty. You know what I mean?
Well, I've trained with boys who kind of don't necessarily do the basics right, and it works, and it leaves you baffled. You're like, how the fuck is you'll get them in positions and they'll just get up. So, I mean, sometimes ignorance is bliss, and that's what well, I'm not saying ignorance is bliss with DDP, but I think he's the final form of all of that style. Do you know what I mean?
He's definitely made it work. Obviously, he was
Yeah,
undefeated until the UFC until for
yeah,
Hamzat.
exactly.
He's able to beat Whitaker, who's very technically fundamentally sound. Same thing with
Exactly.
Adesanya. Izzy might be
Yeah,
like the kind of epitome of almost kind of too technically sound in a way.
exactly. Less is more sometimes.
And then with the co-main event, Larone's spinning back elbow. What do you think of
No, that woke me up. I'll tell you what. I was
that? For
watching
sure.
it through. I was quite tired by that point, and I just woke up. Actually, I missed the MVP and the Prates fight. I was sleeping, but I woke up for the co-main, and then fuck, that woke me up. That did. Didn't
Did
wake
you
Pico
know?
up.
No, definitely not. Did the opposite.
It was
Did you see Frates's KO before that fight? Did you have to kind of like
no,
watch
no.
it
I
back?
hadn't. I don't think I. No, I don't think I had. No, I'm not
So
sure.
in the
I
co-
might have seen. I'm not. I can't remember. I was half asleep.
so, so in the commentary said two spinning elbows back to back. Were you like, what the fuck happened in the last fight? Like,
No, I can't remember. It was just I was more like fucking hell. It was a lovely KO to be fair. But
it,
Pico looked sharp in fairness up until I was thinking, oh fuck. But I don't know, he weathered the storm and he walked onto it to be fair. It was a lovely setup. He went to Laron's left and boom, spun. It was filth. Fair play to him.
there was a lot of hype coming in with Pico in that fight. Did you think that he was going to beat Lerone, or?
Nah, to be honest, I hadn't actually seen much of Pico. Do you know what I mean? I'd heard about him, but I hadn't actually watched any of his fights. But I just thought, I don't know, Larone's just on that kind of trajectory at the minute where confidence is high. He's undefeated. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. You see boys when they have their rise, you just think these aren't losing anytime soon until obviously they maybe meet the champ, which is probably what's happening next. But I don't know. I just thought he'll get it done via somehow. But I didn't think he'd
No,
get it done like that.
no. It's his first knockout since like
Yeah.
2020. I want to say something. No, well, I think the Mark One fight.
Was it scheduled for 5 rounds? I don't
No,
think it was. It wasn't, was
no.
it?
It's
Because I
scheduled.
thought because I'd seen Pico's highlights and stuff, and I knew he could
Yeah,
crack. So I was kind of thinking. I thought it was fine, but I was thinking how he goes 5 rounds without getting cracked, but he didn't need to. So yeah, it was a hell of a fight.
yeah. I think the Brian Ortega and Aljo are fighting next week, and that's 5 rounds, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why that's 5 rounds and then that fight isn't.
I suppose Lerone took it on short notice, didn't he? So
True. Yeah, it was supposed to be Pico versus
yeah,
Movsar
that
the
was meant to
week.
be 5 rounds, though, wasn't it?
That was going to be five
Yeah.
rounds. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fair play.
And I think the other kind of big news from that card is this Russian guy Bysanger who's turned around on
Yeah,
like 4 days' notice and won his
yeah,
debut. Same
I
thing for
know.
the other guy took a very short notice fight and was doing pretty good in the first
And
round.
you
What do you
look
think of that
sharp.
fight?
Well, to be fair, I'd seen a couple of clips of the other guy before the fight, and I could see he could bang like. So I was like, I thought, obviously, I hadn't seen much of him, or Bysanger, is it, whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
Bysanger. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd only seen his Dana White Contender Series fight, but I thought this boy can bang like, and well, we've seen that in the first round. But
Do you
again,
think?
go on.
No, go on, go on.
No, I was just saying he's another one who's that Bysanger who's just fighting with confidence in a minute. Do you know what I mean? And
100%.
that
Do you think it
confidence.
was a? So I think like on the internet's like on like the same like kind of pace. We just keep talking over each other the
I
entire
know,
time.
I know. You keep disconnecting. I think.
Yeah, so I can't tell if that's my internet or yours because you're doing the same thing on my screen, so I
As
can't
yeah,
I
I
can't
don't know.
tell.
Yeah, we'll
My
go with
internet's
yours.
pretty
We'll
my
go with
internet's
yours.
pretty shit to be honest. So do you think with Bysanger he was a little bit kind of overconfident because he had so much hype on such short notice? Like Dana
Yeah,
was kind of bigging him up.
yeah, he was. But to be fair, though, that what can come with that is a lot of pressure as well. Do you know what I mean? So I think he handled it
Understand?
quite well. Obviously, I think yeah, he was thinking about obviously the win before he got it type of thing, which is why I think he just got caught a little bit cold, but came out second round, took him down and subbed him. So fair play to him, like. But he's still young. I
Um,
think he's like 24, isn't he?
24,
Do you
25,
know what I
yeah.
mean? So people will say, "Oh, he's not that good," but I imagine in the next few years he'll come into his own and start taking
Is,
boys out.
is there anything else from that card that you want to talk about before I move on to my next question?
No, no. I
So I
think
want to
that's
get a bit more focused on the man I'm talking to, Jack Evans.
yeah,
You do have a fight coming up
yeah. 6 weeks.
against the legendary. Correct me if I'm wrong in this name, Job Salmo Rigon. Would you say that's accurate?
My guess is as good as yours. It looks right. Sounds right.
What do you make of the matchup in general? Because the guy's is he 1-2?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
What do you
sure.
make?
He looks like a good grappler. I think he's like a brown belt, to be fair. So I think obviously, I mean, I'm not overlooking him by no means. You know what I mean, he fought my teammate last. And even that, obviously, I spar with the guy he fought, Riley, who fought him. And I think in the first round, it was like the grappling exchanges. It weren't close, but he was kind of creating a little bit of problems. I know how good of a grappler Riley is, so it's kind of have that gauge of him through Riley, I suppose. So I'm not looking like I know his record's not the best, but obviously that means nothing. Mine's not the best in a minute either. Do you know what I mean? So I know I'm taking him serious. He's a brown belt, so. I'm looking forward. To be fair, it's a nice little feather in the cap, taking out a brown belt. But that, like I said, that means nothing. All it's MMA at the end of the day, so we'll have a scrap on the night.
Do you think you could try and submit him just to kind of make an extra statement there?
Nah, nah, nah.
No,
We'll
there's
stick.
no point in
Nah,
risking it.
there's
Yeah.
no, nah, we'll. I've seen it on the feet. I feel like I got a clear advantage, so I'll be looking to exploit that.
to give you your credit, the last fights were kind of like really close together
Yeah,
and close decisions as
yeah.
well. I believe you fought the same person twice, just with a different name.
They
Would be
look the same.
they look very weirdly similar. The two guys, Malachi and
Yeah,
Kato, however it was.
Kato, yeah, yeah.
Kato, yeah. What was was the Kato one was the one that I think most people kind of thought went the other way, the kind of the really
Uh,
close one.
no, that was the Malachi fight. That was
Oh,
the
okay.
Malachi one, yeah. Yeah, but I think like funny enough, I actually spoke to one of the judges afterwards just to kind of get a bit of like constructive feedback, really, just to be like, right, not like I wasn't contesting it. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously, given the new judging criteria and stuff, I think it was a fair result. But obviously, the main kind of takeaway I had from it was to do a lot more damage. I was kind of just grappling. I was too focused on just kind of holding him as opposed to scoring damage. So I think then obviously we're into the fight afterwards. When I got on the floor on top, I was just thinking, right, just be busy, just even if it's just little strikes, just do some damage. Like
Well, you're still getting experience. There's nothing you can
yeah,
really,
exactly.
you can't change the past. You know what I mean? So you're
No,
just getting
exactly. That's what I
active.
mean. They're good boys. You know what I mean? They like I said, they're high level fight. Even Cato, I think he'd only had, I think he was only 1-1 when I fought him, but he'd had like 3 years off. He's a good boy in fairness. So he's been about for a while. I think he had a lot of injuries and stuff. So he was a good lad. Like so.
And the guy that you fought before that was the Luke Ebrey, that really kind of
Yeah,
dominant wrestler
yeah,
guy.
he's a mutant. He is.
I've
Fair
seen.
play to him.
I was going back and looking at him. And I was like, yeah, you weren't kidding about this fucking Khabib guy
No,
you fought.
I know he was like Khabib. Fair play to him. And I think he'd only had 2 fights when I'd fought him. I hadn't seen anything of him, so that kind of caught me, but not caught me by surprise. But it was. I was like, oh shit! I thought that he'll tire out after the first round, and nah, he
Yeah.
didn't. So fair play
How,
to him. But that's what I want. I want to be mixing up with these types of boys. You know what I mean?
yeah, obviously,
And that's there's no point beating bums all the time.
yeah, you want the good experience when you actually go pro and everything. You've at
Yeah,
least tested yourself.
yeah, exactly. That's what it's about. Like I've had the last 3 fights of experience of a variety of different styles. Obviously, I thought Luke, who was a very heavy and good grappler. I thought Malachi was like a tricky, rangy kickboxer, and then I thought Kato was kind of the same but orthodox and can crack as well. So that's what I want really. I mean, I'd become a lot better person for fighter for it and person, I suppose, but. Fighting them types of boys as I would have beaten, you know, not as skilled level opponents. Like,
And this guy you're fighting is from Range, right, in Gloucester.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, but they're known for that kind of striking style. Mark Weir, who owns the gym, was one of the first guys to have that kind of heavy kind of karate style, and his like
yeah,
obvious most famous student CLD, who's went and done
yeah,
that
yeah.
now in the UFC. The guy's a jiu-jitsu guy. You think he has any of that kind of like striking finesse on the feet just because he trains those guys all the time?
Nah, nah. Well, if he does, I don't. If he does, he does. But I hope he brings it. But I don't know. I've been striking for a while now. Do you mean I back my skills on the feet against pretty much anyone at this level? To be honest, with you. So yeah, no, I'm not too focused. I know it's cliche, but I'm not too focused on what he'd bring. I find like that can kind of get you. I've been caught up in that in the past. I'm just going in there to focus on myself and just perform. And ultimately, you go in there and perform. The win is a byproduct of that. Really, I'm not going in there because I've been in fights early on in my career where I was just focusing on winning. And granted, I did win, but obviously they were against lower level boys. So what happened with that is it kind of my performance didn't kind of it wasn't up to standard really as good as I know I am. So my coach Carl Parker always says, just go in there, focus on performing, and then the win will just come. And if it don't, and to be honest, if the win doesn't come, I'm content as long as I go in there and perform. I'm happy at this
100%.
level. Right?
I'm not saying you should overlook whoever you're fighting next, but what kind of is like your general path to like? I'm assuming you want to be a UFC fighter. That's normally the kind of
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm just kind of taking it as each fight as a time because, funny enough, I played like a decent level rugby. I was pursuing a rugby career, right? And I was granted I was a bit younger. I was like 17, 18, but I was kind of focusing on being a pro rugby player. I was focusing on the destination, but I wasn't necessarily focusing on the journey to get there. So I've kind of learned from my mistakes in that sense. So with this, I'm just look. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'm just going to try and be as good as I can in this sport. If something comes of it, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll be, at least I'm content then, because I've seen you see it at so often, like boys who were so dead set on making it to the UFC or whatever, and then when them goals necessarily don't come through, it can be disheartening. Do you know what I mean? All it takes is one injury or something. Do you know what I mean? So you're not getting too hung up on that. I'm just focusing on being the best version like I can be, and then whatever comes of that comes of it.
That was some of the guys you were kind of talking about. What was it, like Adam Mayo? You said the guy went to become a teacher or something like that.
Yeah, so he beat my teammate Rowan Crocker, and obviously who's gone on to do massive things, and like he was just like a school teacher or something. Do you know what I mean? So people have different. Do you know what I mean? People are on different paths and stuff. You get the hobbyists, you get the people like that, and then you got the guys who are pursuing it full time. And so at the end of the day, you've got to take them all as serious when you are fighting, because when you're fighting them, it's a fight. Like, it don't matter what they do outside of it, you've got to throw down.
Recently, you and the team went to, was it Marbella in Spain
Yeah, yeah,
for Denkhoff and Brett
yeah.
Johns' fight? So what was that like?
Yeah, that was a really good experience. Fair play. It was a good setup. Like, just, but
Yeah,
again, that was another thing. So, like, Brett was banging on about it, because obviously I was going up there to help Brett, but he was kind of looking at it from as saying it'll be a good experience for me to be around that, which is true. But like, I wasn't necessarily thinking it like that. To be fair, I just went to go out there and help the boys like Brett and Scott, obviously. But being around it was a really good experience. Fair play.
is I've seen Oban has like a fight rumored or signed, but it's not like officially announced yet.
I I'll let him do the. I'll let him tell it. I think he's got something
I'm
coming
not.
up. Yeah.
I'm not asking for you. I'm not asking for you to
No,
break the
yeah,
news or
no,
anything like that.
I think it's signed though. He's got something coming up.
That's got to be, obviously Brett was in the UFC and with a very good run in the UFC, and obviously Oban is currently
Yeah,
on. Oh, last he lost one, but was obviously on like a 3-0 run in the
yeah.
UFC. That has to be helpful to have guys like that around to look to for guys
Oh
on how
yeah.
to get here. You can see it's achievable when you know guys who have done it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And that's like, and in fairness to them, obviously them boys have been in the position I'm in now, amateur coming through the ranks, and they'll never hesitate to give back. Do you know what I mean? And it's good to have them there. You can just pick their brains. You know what I mean? It's basically a cheat code, really. Especially like someone like Brett, who I've known Brett for years. We were obviously, besides training partners, we good, really good mates. You know what I mean? So we're in the same kind of circle outside of the gym as well. So they actually, because I remember about 3 years ago, before I'd actually started training MMA, I was just doing bits here and there. Obviously, I was kickboxing, I was doing K1, and Brett used to have his own little gym complex local to you in Swansea. So we just meet up there on a Friday night. We'll do like 5 5s on the wall, and me and Fayad would rock up. Bearing in mind, we never done a 5 minute round. We were just training in our old kickboxing gym, doing twos, threes. So we got dragged in the deep end. But like, in hindsight, like at the time, you just thought, oh fuck, right, obviously we're getting smashed, like, in it. But like, going through, obviously now fast forward 3 years, how much that has helped us. And again, obviously the boys like Scott, Rowan, Brett. At the time, it was nothing to them, but like for us back then, it was almost like an imposter syndrome. You're thinking, "Oh fuck, you're on the mats with these," like, because they didn't, because it was basically a rest round for them. Do you know what I mean? We weren't offering them much, but like, obviously Brett, he's like the big brother of the group, so he's the amount he's helped us over the years has been massive. Like,
Yeah, I can't speak to that as much. Like I haven't been to my local gym in a minute. I need to get back on that. But of the guys at my gym that I do attend was Reese McEwen. He's obviously the most
yeah,
kind of well-known guy that active, and you've obviously trained with him
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
One of
He's
the,
a
one
good
of
set.
one of the nicest guys in the
Oh, he's
sports to me.
amazing. Reese is another one who's helped a lot on and off the mat. Do you know what I mean? He's another close friend of mine. He comes over. He was staying with me and Fayad. We were living together for the last year, see. So he'd come over and stay with us. Fantastic cook, mine. I'll put that out there.
Okay.
We got a cookbook coming soon as well. Me and him.
Oh,
He'll love
I
that
thought you
one.
said something else there. I can't lie.
No, you fucking header.
I thought you said something
No,
else.
he's
I'm
a
like,
ton.
that's kind of. I don't know what you guys got going
No, no,
fucking
no.
on over
Fantastic
Lars.
cook, you fucking beauty. But no, it's a Reese is another one again who's at a high level in cage warriors, and just picking his brain, because his kind of the mental side of the towards the sport, his our attitude towards the sport is like he's a professional through and through. He's kind of whenever you've got any kind of not doubts or anything, but before a fight, he knows exactly what to say and when to say it. You know what I mean? He's a really good guy. Like
I watched him on Paul Craig's podcast. He talked about
yeah,
driving
he
down
came.
to Shore
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
first time. Just
yeah,
going by himself, just for the just because he
yeah.
knew he had to go somewhere else to get another look in. Like that is
I
very
know.
for someone younger in his career to do that. That's such a good awareness for
I
an
know.
MMA
Fair play
fighter.
to him. Because he was staying, I think he was staying in an Airbnb when he first came, and then
Yeah,
he was staying with Scott and Rowan in Swansea. That's how I kind of met him because I met him before I'd actually moved up to SMMAC. So because obviously I was just going over the boys' house on the weekend, and Reese was there, and then we got friendly that way, and then obviously when we moved up to the gym, we started training together.
yeah. Well, speaking of Rowan Crocker, that fucking Sean Clancy win hasn't aged too bad, has it?
No, it's not at all.
It's definitely. So he was like 17 and like 2, 17 and 1 as an amateur, Rowan.
17 and 3, yeah, I think.
17 and 3.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he had a fight recently. He's got to be one of the guys in that gym where you're all looking at him like he's one of the guys that's got to be going forward, representing this gym into the highest level for sure.
yeah, definitely. And he's another one, really good head on his shoulders. Probably one of the smartest blokes I've ever met. He's proper intelligent. I give him that. But again, he's smart with it. Do you know what I mean he applies himself perfect? He's another one, professional through and through. But yeah, I think he'll go. I've said this from when I first met him, like just being around him and stuff. Like I said, off just on a personal friend level. You could just see his mindset's quite different, and I think he will definitely go as far as he wants to. Like
It's definitely a good example of why getting so many amateur fights and so much experience is
yeah,
definitely
exactly.
especially for the newer wave,
Say it again.
of guys coming
Yeah,
up because
yeah. Well,
obviously
that's
they
the thing.
weren't.
So obviously, I become friendly with Scott and Rowan. Like I said, we were best mates. Like I mean, we see each other every weekend. So before I even had an MMA fight, I'd had like maybe I think I'd had or just had my first kickboxing fight. So I feel like being around them just kind of automatically elevated my standards. So as in what like I was just kind of held to their standards, just subconsciously, I suppose. So like all like the little things which could potentially be a big deal, it was just felt like normal. So for example, like going down Brett's gym on a Friday, like to some people like that could have been like a big thing, but obviously we were just rolling with them basically. So and like another thing was when I first moved up to SMMA, Reese actually he kind of highlighted it before you saying like how big of a thing it was just kind of moving up to the gym and jump and going in the deep end type of thing. But like again, I just thought, oh well, this is what the boys did. So do you know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal type of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if that
it's,
makes sense, but they just kind
I
of elevated our standards and just made us a lot better and a lot more like headstrong from it.
think when you're first like for me, I'm just starting getting into what it is to like train MMA, train all the fundamentals. A part of it really just is showing up and just getting on with it and just
Oh
because
yeah, 100%.
you're going to be shit at the start. Everyone's shit at the start. No one's
Exactly,
automatically good at it.
exactly, and that is the main thing. That's the good thing with this sport. If you show up and you play yourself properly, you will get better, regardless of your level. Like, do you mean that? And that's what's
Yeah.
so good about it, and that's what I enjoy about it. You're always getting better. Do you mean? You can never get. You can. This sport is even at the top of the level. Top level, they're always getting better.
And the sport's still like what, like not even 40 years old really in the kind of
Yeah,
mainstream. There's plenty of
exactly.
evolution. The guy's only
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
get better and better.
It's evolving every year, isn't it?
100%.
So yeah, as long as you stick into it, you'll evolve with it.
When it comes to guys making it to the UFC, I think Scotland and Wales are kind of similar, where we've always had like a good talent pool, but we've never had like the kind of level of success that Ireland and England have had in the UFC, if you know what I mean.
No, yeah, and again, that probably comes from not having any Scottish or Welsh kind of big stars. I mean, obviously Ireland you had McGregor, and in England you had Bisping, like Leon, Tom Aspinall. So I think that when someone breaks through and flies a flag, Oban now, hopefully he'll fly the flag, and then I feel like that kind of when they have their breakthrough in them countries, and then Reese for Scotland, obviously.
We've got Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan's
Yeah,
looking
he's doing really
he's doing
well.
really good. Yeah, which I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like when he got signed, I don't know if you remember, he was on the Contender Series the first
Yeah,
time,
I
and he had
remember.
a bad performance because he had to cut weight 3 times in 1 week and he got knocked out. So that was kind of
Yeah, yeah,
is what
yeah,
it is. But he did the UFC a favour, so they brought him back, and then he got a comeback KO.
yeah. He got
Um,
what? Got dropped in he and banged.
yeah, but Charlie Campbell, who's a pretty good name himself. But I
Yeah,
remember when he got signed after that, I was like, he's going to be fun. This is like I like that he's in the UFC, but I wasn't entirely confident that style would work. But since then, he's been like 4-1 or
no,
5-1 in the
it's mad.
UFC.
Again, he's
So
another one like similar to Rodriguez. Like you think, he won't beat this guy, and he goes in and gets it done. So fair play to him.
yeah, he said it in the interview after his last fight. He said like, I just fucking just don't care, man. Like I'm just going for it. Like
Yeah,
this is all artificial. I don't feel the pain in
exactly.
here. Just push
Yeah,
forward.
yeah. And again, he's another one. He's just a perfect example of attitude and commitment. He's just he'll win via somehow.
100%, yeah. By accident, some would say, as people would say. What do
Exactly.
you think of the overall state of Welsh MMA right now? So in the UFC, I think is it only Oban and Mason Jones right now?
Yeah, yeah. There is actually, and just in the UFC for a minute.
And Mason's he came back, he got his win. Now he's
Yeah,
fighting in Paris. He's
yeah,
looking.
exactly. He's
I mean,
another one. They don't give him any easy fights either, but he'll
no,
pull through every time.
no, he got his debut against fucking Mike Davis, which is like a
Yeah,
rough
exactly,
bit of the
exactly.
cards.
And that is it. But Orky, is it this guy?
Yeah, who Chris Duncan
Yeah,
fought in
yeah.
Paris,
He
well,
killed
Balaji,
it,
yeah, the
didn't he?
Belgian guy.
But
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I think. But I think Mason's another one. He'll break through now. He'll get a few wins because he's good everywhere, and he's entertaining. Do you know what I mean? He'll have a bang up.
100%. Yeah, I think it was. I believe it was his choice to leave the first time because he felt like he wasn't really ready, so he left and went through Cage Warriors all over again
Yeah,
and beat everyone easily
yeah.
again, pretty much, and
It
came
worked
back to
out
the
well for
UFC
him.
and beat up Jeremy Stevens, who's just fucking
Yeah,
still got a granite chin
exactly,
somehow.
exactly. I know. It was a hell of a scrap.
Yeah. What do you think? I was looking through the Cage Warriors schedule, and I think the only Welsh fighter currently booked is like Ewan McKenzie. He's fighting Newcastle. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
trained
yeah.
him.
No, I'm not trained with him. I know of him, obviously. Yeah,
He's
he's fighting that Kia Harvey, isn't he?
Yeah, who's got a bit of
Yeah,
history with Shore MMA.
yeah, yeah. He talks about shit, doesn't he?
Yeah,
But,
I was there. I was there for the Keeler versus Evans fight in person. I did admit it
yeah,
was a pretty close fight to say the
it was a
least.
good fight. Yeah, real good
It
fight.
was a good fight.
Rory's another one who kind of I always bang on about how good Rory is. Obviously, his record's not the best, but
Yeah,
honest to God, he's one of the best boys in the gym. I know what I've trained with. He's like a clamp. He gets on top of it. It's mad. He's had a tough run of matches. I think you give anyone in kind of where he's at in the division and cage, I think you give anyone his row of opponents and they'll have a similar record. Do you know what I mean? But he's another one who actually he just quiet gets on with his. He's not big on Instagram. He don't talk. He just turns up, has a good scrap and fucking sometimes win, sometimes lose. But he's another one for us up and comers. You look at Rory and you think, fuck, he's a one tough fucker. Like
yeah. Well, Rory, what is a kind of mindset like? Because, like you say, doesn't fucking take any easy fights. Like
no,
he got Gittins right at the start of this kind of title run. He just got
yeah,
Jack Humphreys, who Cage Warriors very
yeah,
confident in going forward. Got Wesley Mayan actually beat him. He's one
yeah.
of the only
What
guys recently to beat
but
Wesley Mayan.
he beat him with one leg as well.
Yeah, he broke
What
his
he
leg or
do
something.
is
Was
his
that it?
MCL, yeah, I think it was. And then that's what I mean. Like Rory he's high level, like do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, he just like I said, he'll fight anyone. Like the boys. It's like his nickname amongst the gym is like the Welsh BMF. Like, and granted, obviously, like I said, his record may not reflect that, but he will turn up, have a scrap, and he'll dig down and go for it. Like,
He had that period where he was just like fighting like every other
yeah,
month. It felt like he was fighting, and
yeah,
he fought Jack Eglin as well, who was like 2 rounds
yeah,
out with
but then,
Sean
yeah,
O'Malley and stuff.
yeah. That was a good scrap. I was up there for that. He just again he gassed out, going for the sub. And but what was good with that is his following fight. I think he fought Adam Wilson. Is it? Is he the
Yeah,
Scouse
from
boy?
Next Gen. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. And then he finished him with an head and arm at the sub. He gassed out on the fight before. So again, just shows, like, obviously you go back to the gym, but what's wrong, and that's the perks of having such a good coaching staff up in Shore MMA to just put right them wrongs.
It's been a minute since Cage Warriors have went to Wales. It's been
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
a couple of years now.
Obviously, you had Oban, see, because obviously he was a big draw, and you had Tank. Tank was a big draw when he was fighting. So I think it's just a timing thing, really, at the minute.
Do you
Hopefully, you can get a
think?
few boys come through.
I know you said that you're just taking it fight at a time, but you think it's a good thing? It must be a good thing that now there's more options in Europe. Now that Bellator's went away,
Yeah,
PFL released a lot of guys so they can all go
yeah,
and
yeah.
fight Cage Warriors, and there's Octagon and KSW. Do you feel would any of them like be an option to you if you felt
Yeah,
like it's like
yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Like obviously, you just had Levi fight on a PFL now because
yeah,
I know he wanted to go to Cage Warriors, but for some reason he couldn't get a fight, so he just went right. I need to fight, so he signed with PFL. So yeah, there's definitely other options. Like obviously, that's in the future. That's quite a while away, a minute. So you don't know what the scope's going to be like by the time that comes around. But yeah, 100%. This I'm open. Obviously, I'd love to fight on one of them promotions, but for the minute, I'm just gonna focus on the present and let's just improve until I'm ready for that level, if at all.
nah. I think you will be, man. Definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, you're how old are you now? 23,
yeah,
24?
just gone 24. Yeah, last 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. So still
Uh,
young.
is there? I don't know. I'm not trying to get you in any shit here, but is there like anyone like in the regional scene that you're just like, I want to just fucking fight this guy and beat the piss out of him?
Nah, nothing yet. I'm quite a I'm quite a chilled out person, like, do you mean? And no one springs to mind. No one talks
Is there
shit.
Is there anyone that's like known in like the gyms as like just no one fucking likes them? You know how in America, like for a while, like Joaquin Buckley had a really bad reputation. Is there like some guy in
Uh,
the UK that just everyone agrees is like a fucking cunt? It's like I don't know why I'm
oh,
asking
there's a few.
this. There
There's a
must be.
few. Yeah, I do that. No one. I'm not going to name names, but I'm trying to think. Actually, no, no, not like you just what it's like. It's always that competitive rivalry between gyms and stuff. But yeah, no, there's no one jumps out. Not enough to out them on you anyway.
No, so I won't push for names. Maybe you can DM me a name and I'll keep it secret. However you tell me. What do you think? What have we got to do to get Guru and Oban doing another Twitter space?
Say again.
What have we got to do to get Guru and Oban Elliott doing another Twitter space?
I don't know. I think Guru just needs to ask him. Do you know what I mean? I think now
Is
Oban's taking a loss and Guru don't want to know now. He's
is
glory
that what
hunter.
it is? Is Guru not asked them? Is that what it is?
Well, I don't know. Guru's,
No.
that's his job, isn't it? That's what he needs to do. Oban's a fighter, but he'll come in and accept if he wants to. I don't know. That's between them.
Yeah, it's true. Do you think it's disgraceful that I've not been paid by Guru once over the years for all my services?
Nah, it's quite evident. He just wants your money.
Yeah, it's true. And
Uh,
your money. Don't act like you're not a
yeah,
bit of a
just chuck a
PayPal
few
jacket.
pound in now and again. Keeps
I've
us
seen it.
entertained. There was one camp when for my fight in March, and me and Fayed obviously living together. We were chucking £2 at him, like it was because we were bored on the weekends, cutting weight. It was just, yeah, I'm not proud of it, but it was a good entertainment.
There's no shame in it, splashing out a little bit, and
But
then
you'll be there.
wait until you sign up for the membership. Last minute it starts to get really bad.
Yeah, you can fuck off for
The, the, fi-
that.
the £5 a month is just not appealing to you at all.
Nah, I'll spend on other things.
This is, I think, the kind of the last thing I want to touch on. This isn't really relevant to anything. I just want to know if you knew this fact. I was looking through the history of the UFC. Every time that like a Scottish guy's fought an Irish guy, every time an Irish guy's fought an English guy. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there's never been a fight in the UFC where a Welsh guy has fought someone else from the UK.
Jack Marshman and John Phillips.
Yeah, but they were both Welsh. I meant like against
Ah,
like
right.
someone.
Ah,
I did,
right.
I
I know
did,
what
I
you mean.
didn't, I did see that, but I didn't. I was
Ah,
going for
sorry.
like Welsh,
Sorry, I'm
Irish,
tired.
Welsh, Scottish. Yeah,
Um, I know Tank was meant to fight Nathaniel Wood, I believe. They never fought. I'm pretty sure
no,
they were scheduled.
yeah.
Um, or was it Brett? I'm not sure. No, no one. No, I think they have. No.
So I've got the record right now of every time like there's been like a fight between like guys from different countries in the UK. Do you want to guess what the record is between? There's been two fights in the history of the UFC. The Scottish guy's fought an English guy. Do you want to guess what the record is with those two fights?
There's been two fights.
Two fights ever in the UFC, but it's been Scotland versus England.
What do you mean the record? As in like
Like
two
who's?
nil or
Yeah, was it England won twice or was it 1-1? Yeah,
was Duncan beat Vichenix? That's one to
that's true.
Scotland.
There you go. See, he's got good memory.
Um, Give me a clue. How recent was the other fight? Was it old?
This was probably 2017, maybe 2016, I think.
Paul Craig beating anyone? No,
It's not Paul Craig, no.
no. I'm gonna say 2-0 Scotland.
You're be correct, it is 2-0 Scotland. It was
Yeah,
Stevie Ray beat Ross Pearson back in the day.
I wouldn't have got that, but I would have got 2-0 Scotland. That's all that matters.
And then Scotland is 1-0 against Ireland. I think that was Robert Whiteford against Paul Redmond. And then Ireland is 5-3 against England. So England is just not keeping up with the series at this point.
Nope, I need to pull a finger out tonight.
100%. So unless there's anything else you want to talk about, you want to plug your socials, get a bit of a. I'm acting like people have like this is not going to get 10K views or anything, but
Yeah, you
it's
never
for
know, but you got to start somewhere, haven't you?
exactly. This is just about me and the boy Jack Evans catching up. To be
Yeah,
honest, that's what
so
this
chat,
is.
mate. Oh, nothing for me, but
Exactly. All right. Well, I appreciate your time, man.
oh, thank you.
That's what you want to say. I'll say I had a link there for Jack Evans's Instagram. I will try and put that in the description. He posts excellent holiday content when he goes to Thailand and Spain on Instagram.
I'm glad you like it.
All right. Well, hopefully I'll try and get another interview booked soon. We'll see how long this we're gonna last. But yeah, like, subscribe, and see you.